Hello, this is Tony, aka the Tonester from IamWithTheTonester.com. And today I want to talk to you about the top 10 characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. Now, why am I telling you this today? Well, there are a lot of people that want to start their own business and become an entrepreneur and live that entrepreneurial lifestyle that we've all heard a lot about. But a lot of people that try to get started have a fantasy of what it's really going to be like. And I want to give you today the honest truth of what it's going to be like and what you need as a characteristics and the qualities that you need to possess if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. And it isn't just me talking here. I mean, you can Google the characteristics of successful business owners, but what I want to do today is I want to do something a little bit different. What I want to do is I want to present the information in a way that's going to make it more relevant for you. And that is, I want to take you through the steps of starting your own business and how those qualities are going to be needed during that process and during the running of your business. And you'll find out that, yes, it's not as easy as it sounds. Anyone can do it, but if you don't have those characteristics, you're going to have to develop them because somewhere along the line, if you're a successful business owner, you're going to be a different person than you are now if you're working for a job or if you're working for somebody else. So that being said, let's get right to it. One other thing before I do this, you may want to take some notes because this is important information that you really ought to know. So by all means, watch the video again, take some notes, and really take heart of what I'm saying because I'm really giving you the sincere, honest truth instead of the glossed over version of reality that a lot of would-be gurus would want to tell you out there. So with that being said, let's get started. Now, one other thing, in case you haven't watched my story, which is on my YouTube channel here, is I've been an entrepreneur for over 20 years, probably going on 25 years now. I should really do the math. I actually started in 1992. And so I know what it takes to run a successful business because my first successful business was a mail order company. And again, you can read more about that on my blog or watch the video about that. But my mail order company was very successful, bringing in multiple six figures a year. And but it was a lot of work because this was before the time of the internet was just in its infancy. So I was mailing out physical products and I had a printed catalog that I was sending out to my large customer base. And so these catalogs were sent out 4, sometimes 6 times a year, and they had to be mailed and they had to be mailed at the post office using bulk rates. And if you think that's easy, boy, it's not. So once that was done, and then the orders started flooding in, then we had to ship them. You know, my basement became a stock room at that point. And you know, Christmas, we can forget about having a Christmas that's enjoyable because that was the busiest time of the year. Normally, we had to mail our catalogs in November, and then the orders started flooding in September. It didn't stop till January. So it was a lot of work. But you know what? I brought in multiple 6 figures a year, and I know what it felt like. And it was a really, really wonderful feeling. So, so anyway, I could write a book. I should write a book on all the trials and tribulations that you go through when you're running a business. But it's part of everyday life, and it's so worth it. So I just wanted to put that little side note in there, so you know for sure that I do know what I'm talking about. I did it for that mail order business, was done for 14 years, long time. So. Anyway, that being said, listen to my story or find the video by searching my YouTube channel. And let's get on with today's lesson, which is the top 10 characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. Okay, I'm back here, and what I've done is I've created some slides to go through with you because although I usually like speaking just off the cuff, I wanted to make sure I covered everything, and there are specific things I want to teach you here, so I thought I would do these slides instead. Also, I'm assuming you're watching this, excuse me, because You want life-changing income. Now, I'm not talking about a couple $100s a month. I'm talking about a couple $100,000 per year at minimum, maybe even into the millions. Now this is what I'm trying to teach you, and this is what this presentation is about. If you only want to make a little bit of money on the side, you might not need to have all these characteristics. You might not need to follow everything here. I'm talking about for people that really want to make a difference in the world and really want to build a business that's going to make a lot of money. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the lesson. Now, the first characteristic of a successful entrepreneur is a vision. That's the first and number one thing. You need to have a clear image in your mind of what you want to create and what this creation will look like while you're running your business and when it becomes successful. And what this means is you need to really think about what your business is going to look like. Are you going to be working from home? Are you going to be renting an office? Maybe you're going to be hiring people, or maybe you're just going to have your spouse work with you. What kind of sales do you want to have? What are you going to be selling, and how are you going to be selling it? Are you going to be delivering it online? Are you going to be mailing out physical products? Are you going to be drop shipping using Shopify? So many different choices to make, but you need to have a vision of how you see your business, and that means choosing something that you can have a clear idea of how you want to proceed and how you want it to end. But what this means also is no haphazardly trying out this or trying out that. I've seen it so much. So many people online do that. They'll try one thing for a couple of months. It doesn't work. Then they'll move on and it still doesn't work. And what this is telling me that you don't have a clear vision. You don't have a clear vision of what you want to accomplish. And if you don't, you're never going to see great success, because you need to have that vision, and that vision is what's going to propel you forward. So that being said, that is the first characteristic of a successful entrepreneur. The second one is passion. Passion. Yes, you need to be passionate. You need to be passionate about your business. You need to have a fire inside you. You need to have a go-getter attitude and a passion that just won't quit. You need that kind of passion that comes from the inside. And so if you have that, there's going to be nothing that's going to get in your way. There's going to be no obstacles that are going to hold you back. That's so important when you're trying to build your business. The second type of passion you need to have is for the niche that you're in. To give you an example, if you love dogs and you might want to create a dog website, maybe about dog training, about dog breeds, that type of thing, that's all fine. If you don't love dogs and you think there's a lot of money in it, so you're going to do that anyway, number one, it will show through. But number two, you're not going to want to stick with it. If you're going to have to be working your business every day, you want to make sure that you're doing something that you consider fun or that you're passionate about, whether it's dogs or whether it's golf or whether it's any other type of passion that you have. Very, very important. So let's just say, for example, that you like dogs, that you love dogs, that you have several, and you want to talk to people about the different dog breeds and the pluses and minuses. And maybe you want to give them dog advice on dog training. And maybe you even want to sell an affiliate product about dog training or create one of your own. If you are passionate about animals and dogs, that would be a great idea. But if you're not passionate about that, don't. But from here on, I'm going to be talking about the dog website as it pertains to these characteristics, so you can follow along a little bit better and see how, as you run your business, these characteristics are so important. So once we've gotten to number two, let's go on to number three, belief. Belief is an interesting thing, because belief doesn't necessarily have to be true. Belief is something that you believe to be true that might not be. And you see this all the time in life. People believe certain things that you don't believe. Who's to say what's true and what's not? That's not for me to judge here. But what I want to say here about that is you need to have belief in your business. You need to have belief in yourself that you will be able to accomplish the steps that you need to accomplish and the things you need to do in order to be successful. If you have an unwavering belief, nothing will stop you. And let's talk about the dog training. I mean, if you have had success training your own dogs and you know for a fact that you can tell other people how to do it because you just know this stuff works and there's no doubt in your mind, then that's all you need. You're going to be able to run with it and you'll probably see success. So that's what I'm talking about, belief here. It's very, very important. On the contrary, a lack of belief is going to cause you to doubt when things are going wrong, when things aren't working right. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to doubt whether your concept is right. You're going to have lots of doubts. That's going to turn into inaction. That's going to turn into your business going downhill. So belief is extremely important. Whatever you have to do to get it, because it is I'd say it's one of the keys between success and not success. Going on, number 4 is creativity and inventiveness. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. When you are developing the vision and when you're developing the business plan and how your business is going to be, you need to be creative and inventive in that, because if there are 10 other websites or 100 other websites teaching dog training, how are you going to be different? You need to stand out a little bit. Maybe you have a unique angle. Maybe it's your presentation. Maybe you're doing a comedy version of dog training where other people are doing a serious version of dog training. Whatever it is, you need to think about how to be creative and how to be inventive with your business, and not just the overall business, but all through as you're running it. You need to be creative and come up with different ideas. Maybe it's ideas for marketing. Maybe it's ideas for getting people to your website. Maybe it's creatively thinking about how to generate customers and how to generate sales. So whatever it is, it's definitely something that you need to bring to your business, and that is creativity. And I mentioned about the unique angle, and a lot of people call it the USP, which is called the unique selling proposition. Every business needs to have one, because if you don't, you're just going to blend in with the masses and you're not going to break free and see that great success. Okay, number 5 is good planning skills and goal setting. You need a roadmap and an informal business plan. Now, if you're going to go after financing, of course, you need a formal business plan. But if you're not going after financing, you still need to have some type of business plan in your mind and a goal setting. And this is an absolute must. If you are very disorganized, you need to try to get organized, because what you need to do is, here's the best way to put it. Where's your business going to be in 5 years? And that should have been done in the vision stage. Where is it going to be next year at this time? How many sales are you going to be making? How many customers are you going to have? Once you figure that out, then you break it down by month. If I'm going to be making, let's say $120,000 in a year by the end of the year, that means $12,000 a month. That means $3,000 a week. So you have to figure that stuff out. Figure that stuff out. How are you going to make this money? How are you going to sell $3,000 worth of goods every week? If you're selling a $1,000 course, you only need to sell 3 a week. If you're selling a $10 course, then you need to sell 300 of those. So there's a big difference between what you're going to be doing and how you're going to be making that money. All that needs to be set up in a business plan and a roadmap for getting from point A to point B. If you don't have that, you're going to be stumbling through your days doing that and doing this, and before you know it, a month has gone by and you really haven't accomplished much. You think you have, but you've really been doing busy work, so you really haven't been accomplishing a whole lot. So goal setting and good planning skills are essential. I have a calendar, one of those real big calendars up on my wall in the front here. You can't see it right now, that has multiple lines. And I put my tasks on there every day of what I'm going to accomplish. And I also use Google Calendars to set my goals and I'm going to accomplish accomplish this by this date and this by this date. And it really works well. And you really need to do something like that because as I said before, without that, you're just a boat without a rudder, and a month is going to go by and you won't have accomplished anything. A year is going to go by and you won't have accomplished anything. And before you know it, doubt will creep in, you'll get lazy, and you'll just quit. And I don't want that. And I know you don't want that. So by all means, think about goal setting, think about planning skills, plan out your days, plan out your weeks, plan out your months, and you will get great satisfaction by accomplishing things that way. Trust me, you will. Okay, number 6, a hard worker. So if you've gone online and looked on Google for different ways to make money, and you're finding gurus telling you make $7,000 in 1 week, make $2,500 in 24 hours. I mean, I've seen pitches like that on product launches and in products that people are trying to sell you for how to make money online. And a lot of them will say, this isn't get rich quick. Oh no, it's not get rich quick. But if you're going to make $2,400 in 24 hours, that's kind of get rich quick. So in my book. So anyway, the thing is, it's hard work. I'm here to tell you, running a business is hard work. It's hard work. But the thing is, if you're passionate about your business, it's not going to seem like work. It's going to seem like fun. So that's the key. You can really do it and have fun, and it won't seem like work, but you might be putting in 10 hours today. You might be putting in 12 hours tomorrow. It's going to take a lot of work because you are the one responsible for everything. And you just have to remember that. Don't be afraid of work. Don't be afraid to do what you need to do when you need to do it. And that's very, very quick. There are no quick riches, no get rich quick type of businesses. Building a business takes time and requires a steady growth plan. So that's definitely true. So please believe it, and don't believe everything you hear out there on the internet. The next characteristic is disciplined. Now, discipline in my book means the ability to do what must be done when it must be done, despite how you feel. Are you disciplined? That's the question I want to ask, because if you have a goal in your goal setting, if you have a goal to accomplish, say I'm doing a dog training course and I want to get chapter 1 done in it. And well, let's just say you have a goal of getting your dog training course done in 4 weeks, at the end of 4 weeks, and you have 6 chapters to go. You know that you have to do, or 8 chapters to go to make the math easy. You know you have to do 2 chapters a week, and you know that you have to get the first chapter done by a certain time. You need to do that. You need to do that to accomplish your goal. You need to do that to keep your business moving forward. Because if you don't, it's a sickness. It's a disease. Because if you don't do that, then the next time you have a goal, you're going to let it slide a little bit more. And the next time you have a goal, you're going to let it slide even a little bit more. I know this because I've been through this. I've done this before. And if you have a goal, you need to do whatever it takes to accomplish that goal when it must be done, despite how you feel. If you are tired and you need to finish writing a couple of pages tonight and it needs to be ready tomorrow, but you are tired and you'd rather watch Roseanne on television or whatever, you need to write those chapters. You need to write those chapters. And it's not just about completing this goal. It's about establishing success habits. So it's very, very important for you to be disciplined and do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, despite how you feel. That's how you're going to move forward. Number 8, adaptability and flexibility. Now, as you're running your business, you're going to find a lot of challenges come up. It's only natural. It's part of life. You know, life is full of challenges, and your business is no different. You're going to be faced with challenges, and you're going to need to adapt. And let's just take, for example, Google. Let's take, for example, Google. If you are advertising to get customers to your dog training site on Google, and Google changes their algorithm, And now you are no longer ranking. What are you going to do? You need to adapt. You need to figure out, okay, am I going to try to rank my site again using SEO? Maybe I'm going to go to Facebook instead. Maybe I'm going to try to attract customers another way. A lot changes online today, and you need to be able to adapt to those changes. If you have social media profiles, the companies, Facebook, Instagram, they change their rules at different times. I know Facebook used to allow links on their website, affiliate links. They no longer allow that. They haven't allowed that for a while now, but I know in the beginning they used to. So, once that happens, what are you going to do? Things change and things happen, and you need to be adaptable and you need to be flexible in order to change your business and keep growing. So, you must respond to market forces as they change, and they will change. Trust me, they will change. So that's another key ingredient for being a success. Number 9, resourceful. So here's another interesting phenomena that I see happen in the online marketing space. People, maybe you, will buy courses on how to make money online, and the courses will say, do this, step-by-step instructions. But there might be a few little things that are left out, a few little details that the course just didn't cover. And I'll see people complaining online that, well, I don't know how to do this. Why didn't you show me how to do this? I don't know how to do that. Why didn't you show me how to do that? And well, making excuses. Well, I don't know how to do this. What am I going to do? Well, here's what you do. You be resourceful and you figure it out on your own. You are going to need to be resourceful in your business and figure out how to do things on your own. You're not going to always be handed on a silver platter answers to all the questions and all the problems. There are going to be things that come up. Maybe you have your dog site is a membership site, and maybe you're giving dog advice every couple of weeks, and people are signing up to be monthly members. Do you know how to run a membership website? Do you know how to set up the software? You know what? If you don't, either buy a course that shows you how to do that, or learn how to do it yourself. Be resourceful. Be resourceful to figure out how to do the little things. In business, it's absolutely necessary. Your website might go down. You're going to have to be resourceful, and you're going to have to call your hosting company, and you're going to have to figure out what needs to be done to get your website back up. Perhaps something's wrong with WordPress. You've just updated it and something isn't working anymore. What could be causing your website to not be working anymore? Well, it could be plugin conflicts. It could be a lot of different things. And you need to figure that stuff out. That's stuff that you're just going to have to go through as a business owner. But believe me, whatever you go through, it's worth it. But be resourceful. Figure things out on your own, and don't expect people to hand you the answers. Number 10, the last characteristics is perseverance, the do not quit mindset. This could be the number, I've said it already that this is the number 1 characteristic. No, this is, they're all extremely important. So I want to say number 10, perseverance, so important, the do not quit mindset. You are going to run into challenges. You're going to be trying things. This won't work. Maybe you've developed a lead magnet. You want to get people to your dog training site, and you're giving the top 10 ways to stop your dog from barking. You develop an opt-in page to collect emails. You run a Facebook ad. No one's opting in. Why? Don't quit. Try another opt-in. Try another ad. Keep trying. That's the main thing I want to say. If you know that what you're doing, you've seen other people have success with it, then you know that you could have success with it too. You just don't have the right combinations of marketing, customers, product, whatever it is, but you just need to figure it out. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there that have not been successful, and it took them a while until they finally got that right combination of everything, and then they hit it, and then they ran with it and became huge successes. But you don't see the years of struggle it took before. So I'm telling you, do not quit, do not quit, do not quit. And I'll tell you, belief combined with passion and your vision of the future, will combine to enable you to persevere through the challenges and come out on the other end. One thing I wanted to mention here, I put on the slide, is the DIP concept. And what that is that's a book that I read several years ago, and it's about starting a business, not necessarily online, but any businesses. When you start a business, whatever that might be, you're going to have the startup phase, and you're going to be putting in lots of hours. You're going to be struggling to get customers. You are going to be starting up, and you're going to go on an uphill climb. And you're going to be continuing to struggle, continuing to struggle, and continuing to struggle. And the weak will quit down here. You may keep struggling. Some people will quit here. You'll get up here. Some people will quit here. And you know what? What happens at some point, you're going to hit the tipping point, and your business is just going to start making money, and you're going to go over the hump, and you're going to go over the other side. And that's what that concept is all about. Surviving the uphill challenge before you get to the dip on the other side. And trust me, it does work that way. I can tell you with my mail order business, I mean, it took probably 4 or 5 years to get enough customers to finally see the snowball start just rolling downhill on its own. And that's what's going to happen with your business too, but you have to get through that beginning phase. So that's what that is. And the way you get through that is you don't quit. You don't quit. You don't quit. So that's the lesson for today, the top 10 characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. And I hope you've gotten a lot out of it. And I hope you can take a lot of this advice to heart, because what I'm telling you is coming from my heart. It's coming from my experience, and it's coming from others' experiences too. So by all means, I really wish you success. I hope you can start a business and run with it. And I really wish you great success. This is the Tonester, and I'll see you in the next video.